Hello there. All right, I got a very I believe to be a very dark video here. It's called "A K-pop Stars Opened a Nightclub to Drug and Sell Women to Overseas Investors." This also involves okay, I'm guessing it's in English. It involves one of the members of Big Bang. I was recommended to watch this video. But since it's like a very long video and it's like midnight my time, I'll watch half of this and then I'll watch the second half tomorrow. But yeah, anyways, let's get to it.
Bada bing, bada boo.
In 2016, in South Korea, a woman walks into the police station to report that her ex-boyfriend had taken explicit photos of her without her consent. She wants to file a formal police report. The ex-boyfriend then gets called into the police station where he says he's more than willing to do anything that he possibly can to show that he is innocent of what he is being accused of. But the problem is, it's broken. The police are like, what do you mean it's broken? His phone was conveniently broken. But the police, they're thinking, we can't just tuck away the case and call it a good day. We're going to have the man send his phone in to a data forensics company, the same one that recovered all the data from this Hair Fairy victims' phones, and have an IT specialist look at it to see if they can recover any data. So an IT specialist takes it in, and for his privacy, we will refer to him as Park. Park gets assigned this man's.
It is indeed a very big coincidence when you're being called up for questioning and then your phone is broken. You know, it's kind of suspicious. The timing is kind of
phone, and he's trying to work on recovering any and all the data from the device, and he's really good at his job. He recovers almost everything. Over 200,000 text messages, group chats.
200,000 text messages?
Yeah, 200,000 individual text messages.
Wow, okay.
Videos, photos, I mean, anything that could be recovered, he's recovered it. But suddenly, the police call the IT guy and tells him, we don't need your services anymore. I mean, you can just stop what you're doing and give the phone back to the man who brought it to you. They explain very briefly, the girlfriend has since dropped the criminal case. She's retracted her statements and said that she lashed out at her ex out of anger and that there were no photos. So the investigation is over.
Wait, so
what? Right after he got all the info, I smell bribes. Definitely some bribes going on here.
Please look at the text messages?
No, they didn't look at anything. They're like, just turn it in. We don't even want to look at it. We don't even want to bother ourselves with this. But for the tech employee, Park, it felt like the investigation was just getting started. While he had been retrieving all the lost data from the man's phone, he couldn't help but peek. Could you really call it peeking? He has to verify that the data is being recovered, and how can you do that without even glancing at said data? And what he saw were images of women unconscious, naked, videos of unconscious women being essayed, women being drugged and abused. In group chats, there were prices under these women, the cost of how much it would be to essay them yourself. Menus, literal catalogs of women for sale, messages that
Freaking menus. They were actually treating women like cattle. The price to SA this woman, their menus, their catalogs. This is, it sounds, it's hard to believe that this is real. Like, people actually do this. How deranged do you have to be to even think of this? How deranged do you have to be to join it?
That depicted people discussing the quote sale of these women, they would read like, number one doesn't talk that much and kind of loves money. She also has aspects where she doesn't have much charisma in drinking scenes, but her visuals are great. Number three, good visuals. She's bright. She's fun while drinking, but the negative aspect is she gets a little messy when she's drunk, but still a lot of charisma. The receiving end texts back. Then let's go with number five along with number three. Girls were just being sold to the highest bidder. Messages showed people sharing videos of unconscious women dragged, and essayed. The receiving parties of these messages, they reacted to the videos as...
So, okay, this video might be longer because I am gonna ask a lot of questions. When she said that the person selling was someone kind of like advertising them, saying, for example, number three has charisma, and yet after she drinks she gets kind of messy, like that means these girls, they know, or I believe they should be knowing what's going on. They most likely know what's going on, but I feel like they didn't have the power to stop it. Especially when if it's like someone like someone big, you know? Maybe they got threatened, blackmailed. I'm guessing that's what happened here.
as if they were watching a funny TikTok, something entertaining, not a literal crime. They would text things like, I fed her sleeping pills and assaulted her in the back, then in the front, then in the back again, and then I finished. People were responding, ha 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 ha. Redacted, insert person's name, ate him. Some other people commented, the mouth on her is great. Another chat log showed a picture of a sleeping woman, and the friends responded, who is it? Her body is so freaking good. Another chat included a video of an unconscious woman being essayed with the text, who wants to watch explicit videos tonight? The friends responded, what's this? Is she unconscious? The sender responds, and if she is, send a video with an alive girl. It's because she's unconscious I can take these high quality videos with Flash. Someone else in the group chat responds, you've her, hee hee. In another text they write, she doesn't even remember who she did it with, implying that the drugs they fed the victim altered her memory. But someone else responds into the chat, no, she's just an R word. As Park is reading some of these messages,
No, she's just an R word. R word. What?
no, she altered her memory. But someone else responds into the chat, no, she's just an R word. As Park...
What's an R word? Oh, like, okay, the brain R word, okay.
Park is reading some of these messages.
How do you have the confidence to text in a group chat that you you fed someone sleeping pills and then essayed her multiple times?
And glimpsing at some of these pictures, he is realizing that there are literal crimes being committed in these group chats. Women are being drugged and essayed. He needs to alert the authorities about it. This feels like a shady crime syndicate out there running some sort of brothel out of their basement. He opens the group chat in full to see what other crimes they had committed, and he was shocked to see that he recognized every single contact name in there. The phone belonged to a famous Korean idol by the name of Chung Chun Young, or JJY. He was the lead of a band called JJY Band.
Okay, okay.
Another idol from FT Island named Choi Jung-hoon, Lee Jung-hyun, lead vocalist and guitarist of CN Blue, and the biggest name of all was Lee Seung-lee from the global group Big Bang. And these messages, they revealed a complex trafficking ring operated by some of the biggest names in the Korean entertainment industry. The chat logs were between some of the most well-known, beloved celebrities in the industry, the wholesome kind of idols, like the ones that girls would look at and show their boyfriends and say, he would never do this. In another group chat, the idols joke about how 5 of them gang essayed a woman the night before a fan sign event. There was another shocking video of a woman being dragged out of a club owned by Lee Seung-lee by her hair by a man who is about to do out of a club. There was another shocking video of a woman being dragged out of a club owned by Lee Seung-lee by her hair by a man who is about to do God knows what to her. And she's trying to desperately get the club employees' attention by smacking down their laptop screens as she's getting dragged out by her hair. Employees don't even look. They act like nothing is happening. The video was spread through the group chat. And so was another one. Well, it's a text message. And this is the reason why the employee of the data forensic company could never go to the police with these messages. A text read, I saw the messages between the Hyung and the police chief. They found out who snitched. Even high-up police commissioners were exposed to be VIP clients of this trafficking ring. Park had just uncovered a trafficking ring run by celebrities, police officials, and there was nobody that could help him.
Yes, that is true, because if he snitches, he's most likely dead. At that point, you are a dead person if you snitch. I don't even know how he's even gonna. How come I feel like this this forensic analyst, did he? I don't see him surviving this, because since we know this information, he most likely is like spread it. But now he is the biggest suspect. There's no way they just like let him be, right? Because where can he run to? Maybe, unless he maybe like goes overseas. I think maybe that's what he can do, going overseas.
There was nobody that could save the victims.
Because there's no way he can snitch and still remain in Korea. Otherwise, they're going to hunt him down.
Because everyone at the top was dirty. But Park would secretly make a copy of every single text message. And 3 years later, it would be released onto the internet, exposing one of the most shocking Korean cases to date, the Burning Sun case.
3 years later? Why did he wait 3 years though? I'm honestly guessing he waited 3 years because maybe that's when he was able to leave the country. That's what I believe. Or maybe when the heat was down, I don't know.
We would like to thank today's sponsors who have made it possible for Rotten Mango to support the Joyful Heart Foundation, whose mission is to transform society's response to sexual assault, domestic violence, child abuse, and they really aim to support survivors through their healing and reclaiming of their lives through things like education, advocacy, and policy change. This episode's partnerships have also made it possible to support Rotten Mango's growing team of dedicated researchers and translators. I mean, they really put their all into these cases. They focus on shedding light on stories from all over the world. And we would also like to thank you guys for your continued support as we work on our mission to be worthy advocates for these causes. And as always, full show notes are available at rottenmangopodcast.com. Now, Burning Sun is a case that we're revisiting from long, long ago because it's resurfacing in the news. There was a recent scandal that we'll get into. And additionally, because I feel like our quality of research has drastically improved. So truly, this is going to be a deep, deep dive onto the horrors of this case because it's a lot. We had multiple translators, researchers help assist with this one. There was one RM meeting where we had like 7 people in 3 different time zones just on a call for hours trying to get through everything again. We're like going through it 3 times, 4 times just to make sure everything is good. But as always, if there's anything we've missed or anything that was lost in translation or wasn't properly clarified, please let us know in the comments. And with that being said, let's get started. This case took place in Korea around 2018, but it's back in the news cycle for a lot of K-netizens because of a new picture that was posted to Instagram. Well, 2 pictures. We'll call them Picture A and Picture B. If you're listening to the audio version of this podcast, I'm going to describe both pictures to you. Picture A shows a beautiful private swimming pool from a resort in Bali. It seems like one of those villas that you can rent, and someone took a picture of the private pool in the back. The water in the pool is turquoise blue. There's beautiful palm trees, banana leaf trees surrounding the pool. There's this beige cushioned lounge chair next to the pool that you can lay down in and sit in the sun. It's beautiful. It looks expensive, which makes it a very typical picture to post on Instagram. Picture B is almost an exact copy of Picture A. But it's not a repost. It's not like someone stole Picture A and pretended, I'm in Bali too. It's a completely new photo. It shows more of the villa than the pool from Picture A, but you can tell it's the same exact place. 2 pictures in the same villa in Bali. So what's the big problem here? It's a resort in Bali. Of course, there's going to be lots of people from all over the world staying there and taking pictures. Picture A was posted by Girl A, since they want to remain anonymous in the news. Picture B was posted by Girl B. The problem here was they ran in the same circles where it was discovered that they were both dating the same man. Former K-pop star, former inmate, and owner of the nightclub Burning Sun, Lee Seung-lee. And I'm going to be brief with the scandal that unfolds because there's not too much to it, but Lee Seung-lee was cheating on multiple women and taking them on back-to-back trips with the same exact itinerary. So he would ask Girl A, who thinks she's in a monogamous relationship with him, to fly out to Bali to see him. He would rent a villa, take her to very specific restaurants and dates, and after 5 days, she would fly back to Korea, and that same day that she leaves Bali, Girl B, who also believes that she's in a monogamous relationship with him, would fly into Bali to see him. She would stay in the exact same villa Girl A had just left from. I mean, it's likely that Girl A's perfume scent is still in the villa at this point, and he would take Girl B on this same exact dates that he had just taken Girl A. Everything is identical. He had planned the exact same trip for both girls, took them to the same restaurants, the same beaches, the same hotels, the same cafes. He didn't even wait 48 hours before both trips. It was back to back. Girl A flies into Bali. Girl A flies out of Bali.
Like, is it that like once you reach a certain level of power, you start? No, I don't think. I feel like some guys. I don't know. I'm like thinking because like. That's very ballsy, first of all. It's really, really ballsy. This guy was planning it so well, but it's just so weird. Like, he couldn't wait even like a tiny bit, like maybe like a day. Anyways.
Girl B flies into Bali. Girl B flies out of Bali. And all of this was quote unquote exposed when both girls discovered that they had posted the exact same picture of the villa and they started texting each other about their Bali trips. The story was sold to Dispatch, and some netizens commented on the scandal. I hope the girls don't think that it's just girl A through B. Seungri probably has women A through Z.
I thought he was in jail.
That's what a lot of people were also saying. Like, what's going on? Why are we writing these random cheating articles about a literal criminal?
So
What's
is he
happening?
in jail or no?
He's free.
He's free?
He's
Was
out
he
of
in
jail.
jail?
He was in jail
Oh, he's
for.
already out.
He was only in there for 1.5 years.
And now he's back to dating.
Wait. He went to jail because of the scandal? Like the group chat, right? And then he left? Sorry. Yeah, he did his time and then now he's doing this? Is that what I'm understanding right now?
Yes.
People
Yes.
already.
Back to, being involved with women.
Wow.
A lot of the comments had the same reaction as you. I mean, they were just shocked. They were shocked that he was in the news. They were shocked that he was out of prison. They were shocked that girls would even go out with him, that they would travel all the way to Bali to be with him in the first place when his club, Burning Sun, was exposed for basically having a trafficking ring operating.
Okay, yeah. So this was he did his time after the whole club scandal.
During club hours.
Yeah, how is he only a year and a half? That's insane. For
Yeah.
the level of crime he committed.
A lot of people actually speculate that this is Seungri trying to get back into the industry. It sounds counterproductive because why would a cheating scandal be good for him? But to have these mini scandals that sound like celebrity scandals are probably better than having Burning Sun as the last scandal. And God forbid he's trying to make a comeback. Like, I'm not even sure how that's possible. But just in case that's his end goal, let us all refresh our memories of the case of the Burning Sun, what was later dubbed the VIP company. A young woman named Min Jung woke up in a bed and her eyes still felt really out of focus. That's how she describes this whole feeling, is her eyes feel out of focus. She tries turning her head to see where she is, and she doesn't recognize the room that she's in. She doesn't even remember how she got into this room to begin with. In fact, she doesn't remember much or really anything at all for the past few hours. She keeps blinking and trying to reach for any memory of even the last hour. There's literally nothing in there. And then a man walks into the room. She remembers him. But before she can act, he's on the bed, holding her down, strangling her. She's kicking, biting him, trying to push him off of her, but he's way too strong. He's simultaneously strangling her with one hand and using the other hand to cover her mouth. He's using his body weight to push down on her body. She felt like she was gonna die. Every time she tried to get up, he pushed her harder down into the bed. Her neck is bent against the headboard at a dangerous, painful angle. And she would later say, I felt like I was gonna die. She could not get this man off of her. He would proceed to rip off her clothes and essay her. Each time he pushed her, she could feel her neck bending more and more against the headboard. She said she felt like her neck was gonna snap. After this brutal assault, she grabs the mini trash can by the bed and she throws up everything that she has in her system. The throw up was this dark brown color. It was blood. She said at this point she really felt like she was going to die, because earlier the focus had been trying to get him off of her. But now that he's off of her, she doesn't really know what his plans are. Min Jung likely ran through all of the options in her mind. She clearly could not fight him off physically. So she said she got on her knees on the carpeted floor and begged for her life. She was trying to appeal to any sort of humanity or even empathy, if he had any really. She cried that she just wanted to go home. She would never go to the police about this. Oh my God, she just wanted to see her mom. That's all. She just wanted to see her mom. She finally looks up at the man, this kidnapper, this rapist, and he just starts laughing. He's giggling at her begging for her life. And he responds, if you take a selfie with me, I'll let you go home.
What?
What?
Like evidence?
He takes out his phone, turns on the front camera, grabs Min Jung, and basically forces her to sit on him. Okay, now smile. Min Jung doesn't really know what to make of this. Is he playing a game right now? Like, why would he want to take a picture with her? Was he really going to let her go? She said that she squeezed out a small smile and the man kept his promise. He threw her clothes at her face and pushed her out of the room. She booked it. She didn't even wait to put on her clothes. She just ran down the hallway of this hotel building, out the main door, into the middle of winter in South Korea, middle of the night, pitch black. It's snowing. She's half barefoot, but she doesn't feel any of that. She's running towards the main road with her shoes and her pants
Yeah, that's adrenaline.
in her hand, and this other hand is stretched out trying to flag down the closest taxi. She wants to get out of here and as far away from that man as possible, because who knows, what if he comes back? What if he changes his mind? Thankfully, a taxi stops and she gets in. Frantically, she gives her address, and when she sees the hotel disappear from sight, the fight or flight that had kicked in, it probably finally calmed down, because she looks down and realizes she's still naked from the waist down. And there was a taxi driver looking at her in the rearview mirror. I mean, of course, we don't know why this man was looking at her. It could be that she's naked from the waist down and he's like, why is she naked? We don't know if he had any sinister intentions. I don't think so. But she put her clothes over her lap, trying to draw the least amount of attention on herself from the taxi driver. She tries to take inventory of everything she has. She notices she doesn't have her phone, credit card, or her winter jacket. I mean, it's bad, but what's worse is that she's missing hours in her memory. She has no idea how she got to that hotel with the man that she was there with. After getting home, Min-jung gathers herself as best as she can and goes to the police station. She reports the physical and sexual abuse and shows them all of the cuts and bruises on her body. She said she wanted a drug test. She knew that she had been, this had never happened before. Her memory had always been fine, but now she conveniently has a gap in her memory and ends up at a hotel with a man that viciously essayed her. No, this isn't right. She demands a drug test, and she knows that this is not only going to prove that he essayed her, but he drugged her in order to do it. This was going to convict him. It was going to get her justice, put that sick man behind bars so that he could never do it again. Assaulting women, making them beg for their lives before throwing them out onto the street. I mean, it was despicable.
That's crazy.
She's going to make sure that he gets put away for a long time. The drug test comes back. There are no drugs in her system.
What?
That doesn't make any sense. And I'm sure she could tell that the police were looking at her like she had lost her mind. She said the police started treating her like she was a liar, like she was a criminal, as if she's just making up lies to get back at a man that she slept with. And she's wondering, why would I?
Yeah, that guy most likely called the police to like notify them that, hey, if a girl calls you and says, yeah,
do that? I mean, women don't get anything good out of being a victim of a crime, especially in a place like South Korea where female victims are constantly shamed. Why would she make up this kind of lie? Because the man is Chavanos Ratakul. Let's call him Chav. He is a wealthy Nepo baby of influential Thai politicians, and he is considered a young businessman. But he's honestly just a Nepo baby. The police were asking Min-jung with these very patronizing looks on their faces, as if they had just caught a kid in a lie.
Wait, so the police knew it was him?
Yeah.
What?
She was like, I know this man. Let me give you the name of this man. I remember this man. They're like, are you sure it was really? I mean, we heard from witnesses that saw you guys at a club together and said that you guys were very close. And he is from a wealthy family. Are you sure that you weren't just interested in him? And maybe you went back to the hotel with him, did something that you're not very proud of. Min-jung felt like the police aren't even doing a thorough investigation. They just saw negative test, rich man being accused of rape. Must be some sort of gold-digging scheme to get money out of the guy. Min-jung is like, yeah, no, that doesn't make any sense. Do you have CCTV footage of the hotel reception? Because in the hotel lobby, I can assure you, I did not walk in there willingly. Technically, even if she did willingly walk into the hotel with this man, I don't think that means she wasn't assaulted. I just want to put that disclaimer out there. But she's trying to prove something, anything to the police so that they take her seriously, which, they really should have done in the first place. But regardless, they pull the CCTV footage and Min-jung is floored. It doesn't make any sense. She sees herself walking into the hotel with the man willingly. He's not dragging her. She doesn't even appear to be dragged. She's walking normally, stable. She's walking at a leisurely pace. If anything, she's almost leading the man. She's walking in front of the guy. She's having an animated conversation with him. She's seen on CCTV camera of the hotel lobby smiling at the man.
What?
How is this possible? Chav is Thai, but since he's the son of influential politicians, he's a celebrity back at home. The allegations followed him all the way from South Korea to Thailand. He did some news interviews where he completely denied it all. I mean, as expected. But he even reported feeling sad. Yeah, he said, I feel very unlucky to have been swept into a case like this. I'm innocent, and I feel that this is all very unfair. And as a way of proving his innocence, the news channels played the CCTV footage of the two of them walking into the hotel. He said, when I was going into the hotel, she followed me. She was 100% conscious. The CCTV shows it all. I didn't use any force or put her over my shoulder or carry her in.
บอกว่ามันไม่ได้มีคดีว่าเราไม่ได้บริสุทธิ์นะแล้วก็เขาก็เตือนว่าคุณเนี่ยต้องระวังเรื่องนี้เขาก็หวังดี
Min Jung felt like she was going crazy. She was being framed as this liar, accuser, manipulator.
Most likely maybe he drugged her once they're inside the room, and maybe he used a drug that can be easily like flushed out of the system. I don't know.
Later, gold digger. I mean, they used a lot of eloquent words in the media news outlets, but they basically said she found out that he was rich, seduced him, took a picture with him because she was having fun, and now she's turned around and cried rape because she wants his money.
So the photo was released.
Yeah.
And that became like something that, oh wow.
Chav is like, look, we had a good time. She's smiling. Does that look like someone who's fearing for her life?
Wow.
Min Jung knew that she would never in a million years lie about something like this. And you know what? There was something odd about the CCTV footage. Sure, at first it seems like she's happy to be there, but she has zero memory of it. And second of all, it's -8 degrees outside in South Korea. Where is her jacket? She remembers wearing a puffer jacket that night, but she's not wearing it in the hotel footage.
So what is she wearing?
Like thin, light sweater.
Okay, like what you're wearing. like
Yes.
that sweater. Okay.
It's just very strange. She's an adult. No one just leaves their jacket at even if you feel hot, you carry your jacket.
Yeah.
Where is her jacket? It just isn't something that she would do. So she keeps trying to piece together the events of that night, and it feels like there are just holes in her memory, as if someone had taken a scalpel and carved out a section of her memory, clean precision. She does remember, though, hours, long before the hotel, she was getting dressed up to go with her friends to the Burning Sun Club. None of them were really club goers like that, but they just wanted to see what the hype was about, and it really did live up to its reputation. They walk in and the club is packed. Everybody's letting loose, enjoying themselves. It wasn't one of those like stuffy, stuck up environments where everybody is eyeing each other up and down. The music is good. I mean, it's loud, but it's very good. Everybody's dancing. It's a nice break from the work and the school. She remembered it was fun. She remembered her friends had all purchased a table. They sat down and she offers, hey, I'm going to go to the bar and get us all some drinks. At the bar, she felt this gentle tap on her shoulder. Turns around and it's a man. Now, to give you further context, the Burning Sun is kind of known to be a Wattpad club. Yeah, kind of, right? In the sense that there were some anecdotal reports that women would go to the Burning Sun, run into wealthy, young, attractive foreign businessmen, and start dating them. Which is just like an innocent, cute Wattpad dream. It kind of implied that most men at the Burning Sun are well-connected, high-powered, high-net-worth individuals that are also kind of attractive. So it's likely Min Jung was like, oh my God, this is kind of funny. It's like my own little Wattpad moment, right? The man is tall, handsome, but more importantly, he was a gentleman. He kept a respectful distance, kept his eyes on her face, not her body, didn't even try to touch her waist, touch her arm while he laughs, none of that. No physical contact. He's kind, talkative, respectful. In this loud, busy club with people actually dancing on each other, this tall, handsome guy is asking her about her pets and hobbies. He's very nice. She even joined him in his VIP room later to talk about all these mundane things, and it was kind of cute and wholesome. Min Jung's having fun, but at the end of the day, she is still a girl at a club, and that is something that you never really forget. So when he offers her champagne and whiskey, she's like, oh, I don't really drink champagne, but I'll take some whiskey. She takes 3 shots of whiskey that night. I'm not a big drinker, so to me, I have no idea how much that is, but apparently it's not much at all.
Yeah, 3 shots. 3 shots isn't that bad. 3 shots, you can still think rationally with 3 shots. I think once you reach like, I think at least like, okay, it depends on how fast you drink, but I feel like 6 and above, I feel like that's when it starts getting dicey.
Especially if you know your limits, which Min Jung did. She knew that 3 shots of whiskey would not even make her tipsy. Maybe on an empty stomach, but she ate dinner before she came. I mean, it was nothing. And she didn't even take the shots back to back. She's not slamming it down. She's careful. She spaces them out, drinking water in between. She even told the guy straight up, hey, I'm not really fond of being drunk, so I'm just going to take it easy tonight. He was so nice about it. He kept pouring her glasses of water and sliding it in front of her. Here, drink the water since you don't want to get drunk. It helps. She thanked him, and they continued on with their conversation until she felt this out-of-body, almost a floating sensation.
Ooh, the water. Was it the water? It's gotta be maybe like the water.
Mid-conversation, her eyes go fuzzy. She was trying to be polite and focus on what this man is saying, but it's like her eyes were out-of-focus camera lenses. She tries wiping her eyes discreetly, blinking, but even her brain starts to feel fuzzy. It feels like she had been drinking heavily all night long, but that doesn't make any sense because she had been so careful not to get drunk. She had even been taking just glasses of water in between her shots of whiskey. She tries to rub her eyes again, but she said that her hands were not coming up to her face now. She tries to move, even just one finger. Nothing's moving. It was kind of like sleep paralysis where you can't even move though you try really, really hard. And even with something like sleep paralysis, there's this strong level of panic associated with that feeling of not having control over your body. But imagine that experience at a club with a bunch of strangers. I'm sure it's a different level of confusion, stress, anxiety, panic. Her body was no longer responding to her brain. The man that she had been talking to, still going on and on about how he had a flight scheduled tomorrow to go back to Thailand, and he's just fading into this big blur, and she heard his voice through it all, and it felt like she was listening from a completely different dimension. It sounded very distorted. She heard him say, so you have to make me happy today. And that's it. She doesn't remember anything else after that. Just waking up in that bed to be assaulted. She knew she wasn't going crazy, even though everyone, including the police, are trying to convince her that she's going crazy. She's thinking, I must have been f***ed. And she had a sneaking suspicion that something was in the water at Burning Sun. And water is a big business at Burning Sun. The employees of Burning Sun are incentivized to bring VIPs water, to procure good water and protect the VIPs' water and deliver good water to the VIP tables and rooms. If the employees were capable of doing that, some of them would make close to $8,000 in a single night from tips from VIPs. Wow. All from the big shot foreign VIP clients that are really, really happy about water. The employees of the club would work together as a team to make sure VIP customers got their water. They would even have group chats in real time while they're working about how things were going, how the VIPs were looking for water, how they are enjoying their water, who needs more water. They would text things like, the VIP in the room is looking for good water tonight. Okay, I'm looking for good water. Hurry, he's pestering me for water. He's very thirsty. He said it doesn't even need to be good water anymore. Just someone get him some water. His fellow coworker responds, I'll get him a side dish then. It's a little confusing. In another chat, an employee texts the other employees, someone is approaching the water I secured for a VIP. Bouncer, hurry up and go protect my water. He gets a response from the bouncer. On it. The bouncer pushes through the crowd towards the bar, scanning the area. He spots the water that the employee is talking about. A man is with the water. So he approaches this man, tells him to get lost, and he's standing there awkwardly with the water. But it's not what you imagine. It's not a cup of water. It's not a bottle of water. It's a woman. She's very pretty. She would make the VIPs very happy. Employees at the Burning Sun had their own vocabulary when they were working. When they say water, they were never talking about real water. They were talking about women. Female clubgoers, that's what they call them. Not humans, not people, not women. Water.
So in Korean, like 물.
물. Yeah. It's like a phrase that you would use. If you go outside and you see a ton of pretty people that day, you might say something along the lines of, wow, why is the water so fresh today? That's a way of saying, wow, everyone is so attractive today. Because the slang is, the water is fresh, means the fish in the water is fresh and tasty. Water can refer to all genders when it's used in this phrase. Like when people say the water is fresh, it's not just referring to women. It could mean, oh, the guys are attractive, like everybody's attractive.
Okay.
Oh man. This is crazy.
I sometimes am lurking in my Instagram comments and I see that a lot of you guys have businesses, and I always try to support where I can, which, side note about it, you guys are very talented. And most business owners that I personally know use Shopify. Shopify is the global commerce platform that helps you sell at every stage of your business, from the launching your online shop stage to the first real life store, first real life pop-up stage, even all the way to, did we just hit 1 million orders stage? Shopify is there to help you grow. Whether you guys are selling scented soaps or offering outdoor outfits, Shopify helps you sell everywhere, from their all-in-one e-commerce platform to their in-person POS system. Wherever and whatever you're selling, Shopify's got you covered. Shopify can even help you turn browsers into buyers with the internet's best converting checkout, which is 36% better on average compared to other leading commerce platforms. And Shopify even has Shopify Magic, your AI-powered all-star. It can whip up captivating content, blog posts, product descriptions. It can even generate instant FAQ sections. And I really like that Shopify gives you everything that you need to take control and take your business to the next level. You can customize your online store to your style with gorgeous, flexible templates. They've got powerful tools. They even have marketing tools to help you create, execute, and analyze your online marketing campaigns. I like that Shopify covers all the hard stuff of the business so that you can just focus on what makes your business so unique, which is the creative side. Shopify powers 10% of all e-commerce in the US, and Shopify is the global force behind brands like Allbirds, Brooklinen, and millions of other entrepreneurs of every size across 175 countries. Plus, they have award-winning help to support your success every step of the way. Because businesses that grow with Shopify. Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/rotten, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/rotten now to grow your business no matter what stage you're in. Shopify.com/rotten.
All right.
But at the Burning Sun, water refers to women. Good water refers to very pretty women. And averagely okay women are just side dishes. They are not the main course. The goal for the employees at the Burning Sun is to survey the women coming into the club, pick the prettiest ones that would please the VIPs, get them drunk, them before the VIPs get there so they can deliver them to the VIP. The goal would be, she is beautiful, she is beyond the point of consent, the VIP is happy. Because now the VIP doesn't have to waste his time getting her drunk so that he can essay her. He can just go ahead and do whatever he wants to her illegally. VIP is happy, the employees get a big tip. That is the ultimate goal of the employees at Burning Sun, and nothing makes them happier than watching the little essay of a young woman. They would text videos into their group chat of VIPs R-wording unconscious women. They would text things like, look at the VIP room right now, they're doing it. They would text back, wow, it's true. From Burning Sun to Hong Kong. To go to Hong Kong means reaching the height during intimate activities. So if a weird Korean guy asks if you want to go to Hong Kong tonight, he's not asking you to catch a flight with him for a spontaneous trip. He's asking you for something. And employees of the Burning Sun knew VIPs were more likely to tip them and come back if they were going to Hong Kong. But very few girls ever got drunk at a club to the point of not being aware of their surroundings or passing out. Or at least you don't do that without having friends that you can trust to not let you out of their sight. I feel like most girls know how dangerous that is. So it's up to the employees to get girls into that state quickly and discreetly. Their solution was date. They, employees, sometimes even bartenders, would date their own female customers, which, a few things about this are so terrifying. How easy it is to spike someone's drink, terrifying. But also I imagine terrifying. How easy it is to spike someone's drink, terrifying. But also I imagine if I went to a club, I might be cautious of strange men around me, but I don't think I would ever be really cautious that the
Yeah.
bartender would spike my drink
What the hell?
or that the employees would.
Yeah, especially Burning Sun, one of the most like famous club,
High end,
most high-end club. Like,
yeah.
what?
The employees would date their own female customers to serve them on a silver platter for higher paying male VIP customers who came to essay the female customers. They women, essayed them, took pictures and videos of the assaults, created a product catalog of the victims to see if other VIPs wanted to pay to essay these victims as well. That was the real business model of Burning Sun. They were, in theory, running a complicated trafficking ring, and they got away with it for a very long time. Not because they're flying under the radar and never getting called out on it. It's because they were being so blatant about it. There's a saying, I believe in German, and it's translated into English as, the devil was covering it with its own tail. And it's in reference to something being so out in the open, it's basically right under your nose. But you miss it because the devil has just barely hid it out of plain view. Like hiding in plain sight. The Burning Sun's reputation was the tail. And if anyone heard any strange, questionable stories coming out of the Burning Sun, first, they would question if the storytellers were even sober enough to remember the events correctly. And if the answer was yes, they would all just kind of shrug and say something along the lines of, this is just what happens at the Burning Sun. The club was owned by a well-known Korean celebrity and a bunch of investors. And the sentiment for a lot of Koreans at the time was, what else do you expect to happen at a place like the Burning Sun? It doesn't have a wholesome reputation. The club was co-founded by Lee Seung-lee, who is known as the Great Gatsby of South Korea. And not because he's a fan of literature and that's his favorite book, but because he throws insane, lavish parties. I'm talking a whole line of bottle girls coming out in line, holding $1,000 bottles of champagne in each hand with insane sparklers shooting out of them. And it's not just one or two bottle girls, it's like a whole parade of them. Stacked champagne glasses ready to be filled, pretty women everywhere. Uniformed girls in white and gold sparkly dresses, popping $10,000 bottles, $50,000 bottles. It was crazy. This is the same guy, Seung-lee, where for his own birthday, he had booked out a full luxury resort in the Philippines so that nobody else could stay there, flew 150 of his closest celebrity, nepo baby, politician children friends from all over East Asia, not just South Korea, but China, Taiwan, Malaysia, Singapore, Japan, everywhere, to the resort, flew them out in the Philippines to party for 4 days and 3 nights straight. These are not people that sit in economy. He's booking first-class tickets for all of them.
That's crazy.
He spent $20,000 on just fireworks for his birthday countdown, which is like really a crazy thing to do.
Wow.
And the whole weekend ended up being around $444,000.
That's crazy because his image is like the opposite of this in the band, Big Bang.
This is a guy willing to drop hundreds of thousands, if not like $500,000 on his birthday party. And he started as this humble, insecure boy. We're going to get into all of it. You know, this became the appeal of Burning Sun. The general population of Korea had started to hear about Seung-lee's parties, started to hear about the new Great Gatsby of South Korea, and they wanted to go to one of Gatsby's insane parties. But back before Seung-lee opened Burning Sun, there's no way. How do you get on a celebrity's guest list? But now with Burning Sun, the club, they can experience it firsthand. So yeah, chaos is expected. People would say, did you hear about that underage girl? What? The underage girl that stole her mom's credit card and spent it all at Burning Sun. Apparently the mom found out, rushed to Burning Sun. The bouncers called the cops on the mom. Mom gets handcuffed, dragged away. But the crazy thing is, there's speculations that it wasn't just a girl with a fake ID who wanted to party, that maybe Burning Sun was trying to target underage girls to come to the club.
Wow.
I don't know how true that is. That's just what happens at the Burning Sun. These are the reactions people would give. There was another report of a couple that went to the Burning Sun, and the girlfriend had, she felt comfortable. She was going to this wild, crazy club, but she was going with her boyfriend. So if anybody approached her, she would just say, oh, I have a boyfriend. And he's right there. Or if she was scared, she could just ask the boyfriend, hey, can you just take me home? I don't really feel safe. That night at the Burning Sun, her own boyfriend her with date dogs at the club, then assaulted her at a hotel and filmed it without her consent.
That's
What?
true or
True. She filed a police report against him.
wow.
The boyfriend claimed, my girlfriend consented to it all. We're dating. Of course she consented. She wanted it. She
What?
said when you're on GHB, the date drug, it feels like you're in a trance. You just do whatever you're told to do and you kind of hear things, but then you have no recollection of anything once you truly wake up and snap out of it. You feel like a zombie, that you can take orders, but you don't remember any of that. But it's just what happens at the Burning Sun, right? How
But why did he do it though? If they're dating, they most likely they've been like intimate before, right? So why did he do that? Was it like a weird like twisted fantasy of his?
can they control what kind of boyfriends come in with what kind of intentions? Then another story came out. A witness, Miss K, stated that she was with this guy that she had met at Burning Sun, and he's like, hey, do you want to come up to my hotel room upstairs? Because the Burning Sun is attached to a hotel. She accepted. She said that she was just going to go up there to have a drink with him. But as soon as he opens the door to the hotel room, she sees something very, very alarming. A woman is laying unconscious on the couch, and a man is shoving his face in her chest and climbing on top of her. He gets off immediately, like he had just been caught doing something. He's friends with the guy that she walked in with. So I guess they're sharing this room or something. And he just starts laughing, and he's like, oh yeah, like, this is my girlfriend and she's super drunk right now. But that's not what it felt like. The girl didn't just look super drunk, and something about the whole vibe, it didn't seem like his girlfriend either. She called the police, but they responded super nonchalantly about it, saying, well, technically no crime really happened, did it? So once again, some people, including the police, were just saying, it's just what happens at the Burning Sun. Another story was of a girl named Sarah. Well, let's call her Sarah. Sarah said that she didn't really know too much about the Burning Sun, other than the fact that her friends would go to the club and come back with these crazy stories of how they felt so extroverted and crazy, and it was a blast and how fun it was. And she's thinking, wow, this is insane. My friends are normally insane introverts that hate leaving the house, and this club is bringing them out of their shells. Naturally, she's curious. She gets connected to a friend of a friend named Anna, who said that she had been a big party goer, and they formed this friendship. Anna offers to take Sarah to the Burning Sun since she had been there before. And Sarah has no clue that Anna didn't just go to the Burning Sun a few times. Anna worked at the Burning Sun as a runner. Once they get to the club, Anna gives Sarah a pill and encourages her to take it. It was ketamine, which is known to sedate, incapacitate, and cause short-term memory loss in people. It can also be used as a date drug, which an employee of a business befriending a young woman, lying about her affiliation with said business, and supplying the young girl with at said business, that sounds like it's been ripped out of some sort of trafficking handbook. But again, people were like, we don't really know the relationship between Sarah and Anna. And let's say an employee did that. She could have just been a weird employee that does drugs. It's not representative of the club. And it's just what happens at the Burning Sun. There were other rumors that Burning Sun employees had undercover doctors to be around just in case a VIP or someone in the club overdosed on drugs, so that these doctors would be available to try and resuscitate so that no one would get busted for drugs. This is a very speculative rumor, so take it with a grain of salt. But later, with everything that comes out, it's not completely unbelievable. All in all these people that were coming out with their stories of the Burning Sun, they're getting brushed off. So of course, if the police, if their closest friends and family don't really take them seriously, why would they go to a bigger audience and tell the world, hey, something weird is happening at the Burning Sun? It almost became normalized for alarming stories to come out, and people would just laugh it off and say, Burning Sun is crazy. So let's talk about the business model of the club. The Burning Sun Club was attached to an upscale hotel. It's called Hotel Le Meridia. I'm trying to pronounce it in the French way. And both club and hotel are going to be linked in a really dark way later. Burning Sun's business model was that once those club doors open and patrons start flowing in, two separate business operations are going to be running at the same time. The legal operation and the underground VIP operation. The legal operation runs like most popular high-end nightclubs. Weekends, there are lines wrapped around the building. Every young adult wants to party at this exclusive nightclub. It became a lifestyle brand. Even if you weren't necessarily having fun at the Burning Sun, just by taking a picture and tagging it on your Instagram story meant that you were someone. Not everyone could get in, and that's why everyone wanted to get in. Of course, like other clubs, guys had to pay a cover fee to get in. But if you were a tall, attractive young woman, you would get in for free. Side note, I'm not a club goer, so this doesn't really impact me either way. And I'm not saying that women shouldn't get into clubs for free. I think women should be allowed into a lot of places for free, like the boardrooms. But we are a capitalistic society, and at the risk of sounding dramatic, if you are not the one paying, you are the product. A bunch of guys wanted to go to the club because they knew Burning Sun had high standards for women. So only the prettiest girls got in for free. A bunch of girls wanted to go to the club because they knew that in order for guys to enter, not only did they have to pay a cover fee, but Burning Sun also attracted a certain kind of man. And usually, if you saw a guy at a VIP table at the Burning Sun, that meant that he did very well for himself. And then, of course, there were just the people that were curious about what the hell was going on inside. So they're like, let me just go once. So within the first few weeks of opening, Burning Sun made around $1.4 million. After 6 months of being in business, their earnings doubled. And that's just the legal side of their business. I would imagine they're bringing in a lot more money with their underground business. Cover fees are a small source of the legal income. The main moneymaker for the club's legal business was alcohol packages, VIP tables. Burning Sun made the money spending experience fun and lavish. If you purchased an alcohol set for your table, beautiful women in short dresses would come with sparklers in bottles parading around you to let the whole club know that you just made a horrible financial decision. They had 5 main sets. The Heaven set, which included 5 bottles of champagne for $10,000. Continental set A, $50,000 for 80 bottles of Dom. 80, I don't even know.
Wait, so the Heaven set is the cheapest one?
The Heaven set is the cheapest one.
Oh.
Yeah.
For $10,000.
Yeah.
Wow.
Continental set B included 30 bottles of Jay-Z champagne, and it's $50,000. Continental set C, 40 bottles of a different high-end champagne, $50,000. And lastly, the most expensive set was called the Mansour set. Apparently, it was named after the vice president of the UAE, who is known in Korea as a world-class rich person. That's what they call him, literally, a world-class rich person. His net worth is $30 billion. So yeah, I would say so. He is a world-class rich person. He's part of the royal family.
Oh,
yes.
I see, yeah.
The set comprised of 22 bottles, and it was priced at $100,000. It's alleged that Seungri made up the Mansour set for fun, thinking nobody's going to spend $100,000. But people did. There was one Taiwanese businesswoman that would come in and blow $200,000 in one night.
A businesswoman?
Wow.
Well, some sources report she's a businesswoman. I would say most sources report her to be the housewife of a businessman. Yes.
Okay.
She would later become an investor in the club and Seungri's bottomless purse. Side note about her, I don't know if she saw the future of the business, that's why she invested and spent so much time at the club, or if she just had a love for Big Bang. I kind of get the feeling that she's just obsessed with Big Bang.
I
She
see.
would bring her luxury designer bags to be signed by Big Bang members. It just seemed like she was a super rich fan. So we went over the legal alcohol menu for club goers, but in order to experience the full menu of the Burning Sun, you have to be a consistent VIP. This is going to open you up to a whole new world. When a VIP walks in through the door, first of all, they get a separate entrance. And if you spend around $10,000 a night, you get 2 guards to accompany you, and they are also kind of like your butlers. The employees in the club know when a VIP walks in, and they all cater to that person all night long, making sure that everything that they could possibly want under the sun, they've got it. VIPs want to do drugs, even though it's highly, highly illegal in South Korea, no problem. There's a VIP bathroom at the Burning Sun where allegedly could be taken orally, but also through the vein if that's what the VIP clients wanted. Full service. Side note, a lot of these employees would spend their time working as merchandisers. This is a very important position at the Burning Sun. So most merchandisers at like most establishments, they need to keep inventory of the alcohol, make sure the bartenders are giving top shelf alcohol for someone that orders it and keeping the house vodka to the house vodka orders. But there's another side of merchandisers working at the Burning Sun. And we're mainly going to be talking about them moving forward when I talk about merchandisers. They are there to provide all other products, quote, products, for the VIPs. The regular merchandisers take care of the alcohol, the food, the napkins, the crystal glasses for the whiskey. The VIP merchandisers are almost like personal shoppers, personal concierges, butlers for the night. And they usually try to plan ahead for the VIPs' needs over the weekend. On Thursday, every merchandiser from the Burning Sun sends out text messages. The regular merchandisers will send out the weekend specials to the regular clients about imported champagne that they just received that's on special, or a new claw-footed bathtub filled with ice and champagne, or a new party theme with cover fee being slashed in half, or a new DJ that's going to be featuring this weekend. The VIP merchandisers will send out similar text. This week's specials are almost like a restaurant's weekly specials, catch of the day at supermarkets. But instead of promoting cover fees being discounted or alcohol sets being on special, they were sending pictures and videos of women. All unconscious women. They were naked and had just been essayed by other employees or VIPs. The merchandisers believed that these women, these victims, could be victimized again. So it's just a matter of which one the VIPs wanted. Under each picture or video of a girl was a price. To drug and essay the girl. They're selling essay. They're not even selling, they're selling.
So they're gonna what?
Lure the girls back in.
Wow.
So they get their numbers usually the
Oh.
weekend before.
Oh, okay, they lure them back in. Okay, I thought the girls were being like threatened or like blackmailed. So they basically just they don't remember what happened after the night. Or maybe they might remember something, but they can't really confirm it. Okay, I'm starting to understand.
For when they're and lure them back in. And just like how the alcohol specials changed every week, the girls changed every week. The merchandisers would text the VIP, you can have this one, or how about this one? Or you can like this. A
What?
kind of playing like this. So they're referencing videos like, you can also do it like this. Or texts that read, I can make you a reservation guest. If you come, I can get you this girl. If there was more than one VIP client that wanted the same girl that weekend, they would open a bid. The clients would bid, auction on the woman who had no idea that any of this was even happening. Many of the club investors and VIP clients were wealthy businessmen from other countries. So there were a lot of rich Chinese, Japanese, and Thai businessmen who would travel for work to Seoul, and they would stop by the Burning Sun to let off steam. The merchandisers were really good at knowing exactly what kind of girls each of them wanted. They always stated that the Chinese VIPs really liked Gangnam Onnis. So Gangnam is like the Beverly Hills of Seoul, and Onni means older sister. It's a really nice way of saying they like faces with a lot of work done. So when they knew that a group of Chinese VIPs were coming in, they would send them the weekly specials filled with Gangnam Onnis. It's like none of the VIPs wanted workers. That's the part a lot of netizens were infuriated by, because regardless of how anybody feels about sex work, if it is between two consenting adults, there is a level of understanding there. There is a transaction that's being made, and in the best case scenario, it's a win-win. Both parties get exactly what they want. And I say that in defense.
You know, I was actually thinking of that, like, you, like, why not just be with a night worker? Let me just say that because I don't want to get in trouble, but yeah, a night worker. That should be a possibility. And like you said, there's gonna be consent between the two of you. The way I see it, I think it's just some kind of twisted fantasy that those in power have. Yeah, anyways.
Of the workers, right? Because usually they get the shorter end of the stick. Now, anyway, it would be a bit more acceptable if this club was illegally running some sort of brothel. But that's not what's happening. They're straight up trafficking. I mean, this is like human trafficking. None of the VIPs wanted sex workers. They wanted girl next door, truly did not know that she was getting and being filmed while being assaulted. They wanted victims. That's what they wanted.
Yep.
But let's say they didn't choose a girl through text ahead of time. They showed up without advance notice. The merchandisers would go out and pick out the girls that they felt best suited the VIP's types and bring them into the VIP room.
So they just walk around on the floor.
Yeah. And just any girl that had come to spend money at their establishment, a potential victim. Or the VIP would already have their eyes on a girl or two in the club, and they would just be brought in. They would request, I want that one and that one. The employees would go those girls and bring them in. And just to reiterate this point home, sorry if it feels redundant, but it is a huge part of this case. These women that they're picking to bring to the VIP rooms are not employees of the club and they are not sex workers. And I don't say that to say employees or sex workers are not as important, but I'm saying if it was an employee or a sex worker, they would be there for work. Like these women literally came as customers, have no idea that they're being chosen to be victimized. They're like Minjung, just hanging out with friends. The assaults would either happen right in the VIP rooms or upstairs in one of the hotel rooms of the La Meridia. And the hotel also happens to be an investor in the club. So there is a question of how big and how well thought out this operation was from start to finish. The hotel owns close to 50% of the club.
Okay.
The speculation being perhaps that was the whole point that Burning Sun was created. For this reason. It's not a club that happened to fall into trafficking,
Yeah,
but
they're
rather
partnered.
a front for trafficking. I think the unsettling thing about this case is both operations were done pretty out in the open. This is a club. It's not like one of those money laundering schemes where a front is a churro shop and behind the scenes is God knows what. We'll never know because the public will never see it, hear about it, know anything about it. But with Burning Sun, they're running these operations in front of all the club goers. I would liken this to the feeling of going to a supermarket, shopping for beef, not knowing that there are security cameras watching you and another group of people behind those cameras shopping for human meat. Like that's the feeling, I'm sure. And because nobody really knew what was going on inside the burning club, aside from victims who were staying quiet out of fear, people were lining up, fighting, paying to get into the Burning Sun, a place that would turn out to be a literal hell for the victims. And it all gets exposed by a 29-year-old man by the name of Kim Sang-gyu. We're going to call him Kim for the rest of the story. November 24th, 2018. Kim.
Okay, I think I will stop there now that we're talking about the analyst. Yeah, it's been a pretty long video, but yeah, really insane, sad, disgusting history of that damn club, of all the people involved. Yeah. Like, I'm thinking, what can you do as a victim? Like, who can you turn to? The authorities can't help you. Like, what else can you do if even the authorities won't help you? Do you just go quiet? Do you like what can you do? I mean, now there are options, but it is risky. I'm just thinking, like, what can you do without endangering your own life? You know, if that makes any sense. But yeah, anyways, that's a thought for another time, I guess. But yeah, anyways, what time is it right now? It is 56:16. Okay. So I will continue from there tomorrow. Yeah, finish off the video. Yeah, she's really good. Rotten, what was the name? Rotten Mango. I still haven't memorized her name, but yeah, she's very good at stating the facts. Even the way she projects her voice, she's really good. Yeah. Anyways, thank you for the recommendation. Crazy, crazy incident. But anyways, I will see y'all in the next one. Cheers.